backyards are easy. I'll just out tough the competition. How hard could that be? I just was hitting a wall time and time again. And I made a shift in how I approach the sport of not focusing so much on the things I couldn't control, but focusing on this mentality of just don't quit. And it radically changed my process and therefore my success at this format. Just don't quit. Just don't quit.
Mark Dowdle's going to drop next. He keeps coming in last. And I'm like, you guys have no idea.
He's got that dog in him.
Well, he's just sticking to his plan. He is so unbothered.
How Mark Dowdle cracked the code for backyard ultras. This didn't happen overnight, although it might seem like that. After winning the BPN Go One More Backyard Ultra last month, Mark seemed to have become an overnight success. He gained over 30,000 followers on Instagram in the span of just 1 week. And I just wanted to talk about how he has built his reputation through years of hard work, and what exactly he has done to completely change the game for backyard ultra running. Based in Minnesota, Mark was a former college football and lacrosse player at the University of St. Thomas. That is definitely where his dog mentality comes from. Dowdle has become well known in the ultra running world for embracing brutal conditions that most athletes would avoid. Freezing temperatures, sleep deprivation, isolation, hundreds of miles, but somehow he keeps coming back for more. And what separates Mark from other runners isn't just his fitness, it's his mindset. One of Dowdle's greatest strengths has become the backyard ultra. After getting introduced into backyard ultras by David Goggins, Mark has participated in 9 backyard ultras or last man standings in the last 6 years. His PB comes from this year's BPN G1M last man standing, where he ran for 73 hours straight, covering over 306 miles, outlasting the entire field. Mark was a great runner before this, but this race truly put him on the map. To win a race with so many eyeballs on it, he truly became a household name in the ultra running community. The format for a backyard ultra is 4.2 miles every hour on the hour, until there's one person standing. Mark didn't just show up to BPN and get lucky. He had attempted 3 backyard ultras starting in 2021 before winning his first in 2024 at the Wausau Backyard Ultra, where he ran 141 miles. In the following year, Mark completed 3 backyard ultras and won them all, running 158 miles on May 2nd, 268 miles on September 19th, and then 283 miles on November 22nd. That is insane, running all of these races within the same year. He didn't even take that much recovery time in between each one. Now, this is a big deal because the toll that backyard ultras take on your body, your feet, and being able to rebound so quickly is impressive. And this all came from his shift in mindset, to not quit, no matter what. Following his BPN win just a few weeks later, Mark won the Wausau Backyard Ultra running 129 miles. This means out of his last 6 backyard ultras, he has been the last man standing. But that's not all Mark is known for.
It's snowing, and I'm never coming back. This has been the hardest, most difficult run I've ever done.
Switching gears to Arrowhead 135, Dowdle ran this race in 2025 and 2026. This is probably one of the harshest ultramarathons there is. 135 miles through northern Minnesota in the dead of winter. Athletes have to pull a sled full of survival gear that they'll need, dragging it through the snow and ice. In 2025, he came in 4th and said it was the hardest thing he'd ever done. He completed 135 miles in 39 hours and 48 minutes. But in 2026, he returned, this time coming out on top. Running 135 miles in 35 hours and 48 minutes, winning the race by almost 2 full hours, and improving on his own time by 4 hours, which is insanity, showing his perseverance through the toughest conditions that can possibly get thrown at you. Now, I'm sure people have heard of the Run the Date Challenge, where on January 1st you run 1.1 miles, then on January 2nd you'd run 1.2 miles, and so on and so forth. But I don't know if you've ever heard of the Calendar Club Challenge that Mark Dowdle completed in 2023. Basically, on the first day of the month you run 1 mile, then on the second day 2 miles, and then all the way up to the last day of the month where you'd run 30 or 31 miles. Mark Dowdle did this for the entire year, May 2023 through April 2024. That equates to a total mileage of 5,782. For the months with 30 days, that's 465 miles for the month. That is insane. And in February, during this challenge, he did a double down February.
I'm doing a full month of Calendar Club for February on a treadmill as well as outside. Okay. So today I'll be running 9 miles on the treadmill, 9 miles outside. And that means on the 20th, I'll be do 20 on the treadmill, 20 outside.
Since the month was a bit shorter, he needed more of a challenge. This is the most insane challenge I've ever heard of. I can't even comprehend doing something like this. Completing the Calendar Club challenge, Mark stacked miles on top of miles to make sure that he would be prepared for anything. Mark Dowdle often speaks about resilience, discipline, and consistency. That's because endurance sports reveal something powerful. Your mind quits long before your body does. The ultramarathon becomes a metaphor for life, because eventually everyone hits their wall, the point where you have literally pushed your body to the limit. But each time you find yourself there, your body learns a little bit more, and you adapt a little bit more. And that's what Mark has done. Through all of his challenges, his previous races, especially the ones he's lost, he's been preparing and putting his future self in a spot to succeed. And now, in the last 2 years, he's undefeated in backyard ultras. Because in those moments, the people who succeed aren't always the most talented or the most fit. They're the ones willing to keep moving forward when things stop feeling good. That's what Mark Dowdle represents. Persistence. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe. And remember, you are capable of more than you think. When life gets hard, will you stop? Or will you keep going?
Mark?
I got a secret.
Want to tell me? I ain't never gonna stop!